There are some changes going on with Google AdWords that every cleaning company should know about. These changes happened, a couple of months ago, and now we're starting to see what these changes are doing. Now, if you don't know, Google AdWords is a method of you being able to pay per click to show up in the Google search. So this is really unique and good because just for paying a little bit of money, you can actually show up in the most valuable place that you can show up in for people that are actually actively looking for a cleaning company. So this makes Google AdWords a very popular method of advertising for cleaning companies. Now, these new changes have been bad for some cleaners and have cost some cleaners more money than it used to cost them, or cost them to where they aren't showing up in Google AdWords anymore. However, these new changes have been great for other cleaners who are doing some of these things right. For instance, in my own cleaning company, we've been doing a campaign where we're spending about $50 a month, sometimes a little bit less, and consistently getting over $1,000 a month in business. And I've talked to several other cleaners who are also doing smaller campaigns like that and getting similar returns. Now, anytime I see an advertising media that's getting a 20 to 1 return plus 25 to 1 return, I really like to take note of that and talk to you guys about that. So this is why we're having this conversation right here and now. So I'm going to show you kind of what happens here with Google AdWords and what we're really talking about here and what you need to be looking for. This is a search for carpet cleaning Atlanta, and what you see coming up is the Google AdWords ads. These little things that say ad next to them are Google AdWords ads, and they show up on top of the Google organic search, which the Google organic search is underneath the map area. Now, used to, there would only be 3 listings. Now there are 4 up at the top. So that's kind of a good thing because now there's more availability toward the top. Google's kind of freed that part up. And here's the 4th one down here at the bottom. Now, the really big change to this, one of them, is now there is no sidebar search at all for Google AdWords. So used to, there would also be ads lining up along the side all the way down to where you would actually have more ads. There used to be 10 ads altogether, and now you've only got 7. You've got 4 at the top and you've got 3 at the bottom. So the amount of ad space is limited, and fewer listings means that there's more competition, which, if you do things right, competition might not scare you. I know it doesn't usually scare me. Now, Google is showing less sites that give a bad user experience, and I'm going to show you what that really means. Google wants the people coming to Google to actually have a good time on Google, right? Because when they do, they're going to trust Google more. Google's going to remain the top search engine. Believe it or not, they even still have to fight to remain the top search engine. Maybe not fight that much, but they still have to do things to appease people enough to remain the top search engine. So they're not ranking as often and or charging more money to sites that load slow. So if you have a WordPress site or a do-it-yourself site or even a site that somebody designed for you that loads really slow and takes more than 5 seconds to actually come up, you've got an issue that you need to fix. That can actually be costing you more money in AdWords. It can also be costing you to where you're not showing up as often in Google AdWords. Also, Google's looking and really kind of Xing out some ads that aren't in harmony with the keywords. I'm going to show you an example of that in just a second. They're also looking for pages that aren't in harmony with the ad, and I'm going to again show you that in just a second. So here is a hierarchy that I've come up with. This isn't something that you have to do. This is just a method that I've found works really, really well to teach to my clients, and also a method that I found is almost foolproof to use for the ad campaigns that we set up. Now, again, you can do it differently. There are other ways to do it, but this is the way that I found that works the best. So campaign is something that I like to consider something that's geographical. In other words, when I have my campaign in my Google AdWords, I just call my campaign either a city, a zip code, or a particular area of town, and everything in that campaign has to do with that geographical area. Now, my ad groups usually have to do with particular services: carpet cleaning, rug cleaning, water damage, pressure washing, whatever. Now, Keep in mind, though, each ad group is underneath a campaign. So I have a campaign, and then underneath that campaign, I have ad groups about water damage. So I might have a campaign that has to do with Atlanta, and underneath that campaign, I have an ad group about water damage and rug cleaning. So that ad group would talk about rug cleaning in Atlanta. That ad group would also talk about water damage in Atlanta in that case. And then, of course, underneath each ad group, I've got ads. Now, each one of these ads need to talk about the things that are going on underneath the ad, which is your ad group, meaning your service. So it's going to talk about rug cleaning. It's going to talk about Atlanta. The water damage ad is going to talk about water damage. It's going to talk about Atlanta. And then you always want to make sure that your ad links to the particular website that is talked about in all these other things. So in other words, I have an ad that's talking about water damage in Atlanta. Well, my website that ad links to needs to be an ad, a page about water damage in Atlanta. Again, I'm going to show you examples of that in just a second. But this is important to grasp because this is sort of the fundamental, really, of doing AdWords the right way. Again, just one way that we found that works really, really well. So here's an example here. We've got area rug cleaning Macon, GA. And in this particular case, we've got an ad here for Stanley Steamer. Now, this Stanley Steamer ad does talk about Macon. It's got the link to appearing to be a page about Macon, but we're going to see that's not the case in just a second. Now, the ad itself doesn't mention Macon in it. Ideally, that would be even better, but at least it does have a listing here. But it's kind of about Macon, right? And then you go to the ad, and this is the page that the ad leads to. It's kind of a generic Stanley Steamer page. It just has a regular 800 number and nothing about Macon. Now, granted, if they call the 800 number, if they fill out the form, I'm sure Stanley Steamer will get them to the Macon Stanley Steamer. However, really, for us to do an ad this way, this isn't the best idea because it doesn't mention Macon. Yeah, it's a page about area rug cleaning, so that's good. But what would be even better is to talk about that particular city. In other words, all of the keywords and all of the things that you talked about in that ad should also be reflected on the page that your ad is actually leading to. But as well, your keywords need to be in harmony, the keywords in the ad. So here's another example of how that might even work out a little bit better. You've got an ad targeting the keywords of area rug cleaning, Pensacola. So we talk about area rug cleaning in the ad. We talk about rug cleaners, which is a derivative of rug cleaning. And we also talk about Pensacola. Right? Now, this ad ideally also leads to a page that is nothing but talking about rug cleaning, or a whole website that's nothing but rug cleaning, but even a particular page is fine talking about rug cleaning. Now, the other thing that you need to make sure that you're concentrating on is making your ad sell by giving benefits, guarantees, and offers inside the ad, okay? Here's an ad where we have a headline where we actually call people out and talk about Atlanta clean carpet today. It also gives a unique benefit of you being able to get carpet cleaned today. Now, if you notice too, one unique thing that we did here is we didn't have room for the entire word Atlanta, so we abbreviated it. Sometimes you can do that, especially if people in your city really, really know for sure that that means their city. People in Atlanta really know that ATL means Atlanta, right? If that's the case, you can do that. If not, or some people may wonder whether it's really your city, don't do it. But in this case, it's fine. But we're also giving them the benefit of cleaning today. We're giving some of the keywords of clean and carpet and Atlanta, and it's making sense to people. It's actually making sense to Google. It's making sense to people. Then we give an offer here where we're telling them they're going to get a $25 coupon on our website, and then we're going to give them the option to also see free videos on our website. Now, the word free is a great thing to say in advertising, right? And then we're going to give the website, in this case, Carpet Cleaners Atlanta. What you also can do is have a website and put /Atlanta, even though it might not really be called that page. It's a good thing to show people that it really is a website about Atlanta, and you can do that currently in Google AdWords. But you see how the whole ad and the whole keywords kind of go along with the ad, and everything is in harmony. So many Google AdWords ads I see don't do this, and ends up costing the user a lot more money than it really should. So a couple other things too to think about with Google AdWords is doing negative keywords. Now, negative keywords means you're setting up an ad and you're eliminating any search that has these particular keywords. So in other words, if I'm doing an ad campaign for carpet cleaning Atlanta, but yet I want to eliminate people that are searching for carpet cleaning rental Atlanta, I would want to go into my keywords area and click on the negative keywords tab and put in some of these type of negative keywords: rent, rental, renting. I don't want people that are looking for rentals to see my ads because they're not going to pay my price. Now, if you're a cheaper carpet cleaning company, that might be something that you might be interested in, but realize you need to know where your position is and who you are. In my particular case, that's not what I'm going to want to do. As well, I'm not also going to want to show up for the keyword for cheap or cheapest, or sometimes we even put in the negative keywords for budget. So we do want to show up if somebody's putting in carpet cleaning or best carpet cleaning, that type of thing. But if they're looking for cheap, rental, budget, things like that, those are keywords that we don't want to show up for. So we'll actually put in negative keywords that causes my ads to not show up, because I don't want to pay for an ad when somebody's looking for any of these type of things. Remember to do that. That can save you a lot of money in just wasted advertising. Another way to avoid wasting some money currently is avoid AdWords Express. I get a lot of questions about this. Should I just set up AdWords easily with AdWords Express? Yes, it's easier, but it's very limited, and there's a lot of things that you can't do with AdWords Express. So I recommend that you avoid it. Now, if that's the only way you want to do to get started and you want to start in testing it, that's fine on a limited basis, but ideally I recommend that you avoid AdWords Express. Also, anytime there's a few instances in your Google account where Google might give you the option to allow them to bid for you or to allow them to choose what the best scenario is. Again, same thing with AdWords Express. Most levels, I would say, don't do that because Google is usually not going to be in your best interest. They're going to be in their best interest. And there's other things too with this about how you select your keywords. I highly recommend that you don't do broad match keywords. Instead, use exact match keywords, or keywords with parentheses around them that are phrase match keywords that will get you more of the keywords that you want to get. In fact, that even works better with the negative keywords that we just talked about just a second ago. But whenever possible, don't allow Google to do the bidding for you. You actually want to go in and you want to set the bidding up instead of Google setting the bidding up and Google deciding what they're going to do for the bidding. Right now in my advertising coaching club, we've been doing a Google AdWords training course that I actually sell separately for $247. If you're part of my coaching club, you actually get to get in this training course for absolutely nothing. Now, in the course, you see dozens of examples of campaigns and ads that have worked really well for cleaning companies all over the US, Canada, even in the UK. As well, you see proven formulas for how some of this stuff works and really information on how to do phrase matching and exact matching for keywords. So it's really about helping you spend less per click. And most of the time, if you're doing any amount of Google AdWords, going through some training like this or really seeing an audit of how your Google AdWords campaign works can easily save you $100. I've gone in and audited campaigns and saved guys $500 or more a month off of their Google AdWords campaigns, because it's really easy to get things not set correctly and to just be wasting a lot of money in a lot of bad places. So if you're interested in signing up for that course and or for the coaching club, click on the link below this video. If you have any particular questions, you can email me at john@hitmanadvertising.com or give us a call, 850-474-1110.